The UK government has just made one of the biggest immigration changes in years. Over 100 jobs have been removed, care worker visa is ending, and higher salary threshold could mean that many skilled workers will now be ineligible to apply for visa sponsorships. So if you're already on a visa, or you're planning to apply for a visa, or you're supporting somebody who is either trying to apply or is already on a visa, this video breaks down everything you need to know about the new July 2025 immigration changes. So stay tuned. Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Evelyn. If you're seeing me for the very first time, on this channel, I make videos about living in the UK, working in the UK, and everything in between. So if this kind of content interests you, kindly hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any update from this channel. I wish to use this opportunity to thank all my returning subscribers, to those who have been commenting, engaging, and watching the videos. God bless you for coming back. And for you that is new, thank you for sticking around. Let's get into today's video proper. So on July 1st, the Home Office announced a major update on the skilled worker visa system. It follows the white paper that was released in May 2025, and it's a first of what they call the sweeping reforms to the entire immigration system or structure, with the big headlines being what I have already mentioned at the beginning of this video: care worker visa ending, higher salary threshold for skilled workers. Like over 100 occupations have been removed from the skilled worker list. New conditions now apply for the shortage occupation list. So we are going to get into this detail bit by bit so that you know exactly what has changed. And it is 138-page document. I've tried the much I can to compress it into this few minutes that I'll be sharing this with you. And if you would need like a longer version of it, I'll leave the link in the description box for you to go read for yourself so that you see the other tiny details that I am not able to present here. So what I'm presenting now for me is what I will call the important, or let's say the major aspects of these changes. The other ones you can read up for yourself if you wish to. So with regards the care worker route, from July 22nd of this year, applicants will no longer be eligible to apply for skilled worker under this route. If we remember, the white paper says that they are stopping overseas recruitment for a period of 3 years. So that was me calculating as at then that it's going to be between now and 2028. As predicted, that is what is happening. If you're already in the UK and you're already on this visa route, you can switch between now and 2028. And if you have worked for your current employer for 3 months, you would be able to apply for this visa, but you have to do that before July the 22nd, 2025. So apparently what this is saying is you cannot just be issued a sponsorship except you have worked for your employer for at least 3 months, and your employer would have to give evidence, so maybe pay slips or thereabouts, yeah, that you have worked for them for 3 months, and the 3 months should be elapsing on the day that your COS has been issued, not a day before. So if you started working, say, on the first of March, April, May, and June, so about the 1st of June, or to be on the safe side, 2nd of June would be the safest date for your employer to issue you a COS. But all this can only happen before the 22nd of July 2025, according to what I understand. All right. This is basically to ensure that this route is not abused, and to provide assurance that candidates are suitable for this sponsorship. Okay. And there is another clause. I'm shocked that this has been removed. I'll read it out for you. The requirement for sponsors to first try to recruit from the pool of skilled workers seeking new sponsorship is being removed. As a result of the above changes, all applications to which the requirement applied are being closed. If you remember, there used to be a requirement for sponsors or employers to first recruit from a pool in England before seeking any external or trying to recruit from overseas. Or they'll first have to prove that they have tried to recruit from this pool. This has now been closed. It's not even going to exist anymore. So this is huge. Is oh wow, it is huge. And most of the changes I've mentioned with regards to ending of sponsorships and all of that, like, are for care workers and senior care workers with occupation code 6135 and 6136. Now for 6131, which are like nursing auxiliaries and support workers, I will read from the statement of change. It says, to prevent occupation code 6131, which is what I've just mentioned, being misused to circumvent these changes, a clarification is being added to confirm this occupation code only applies to roles in environments where registered nurses roles also exist. So they are trying, in as much as they're trying to end care worker road and senior care worker road, they also don't want a repeat of what has happened to those occupation codes to be transferred to this occupation code 6131. If you remember, to refresh your memory, even though the 6135 and 6136 senior carers and carers were ineligible to bring over their dependents, occupation code 6131, which is support workers, were still able to bring their dependents. So there's most of the rules that applied as at last year to care workers and senior carers. These categories of people in 6131, support workers and nursing auxiliaries, were exempt from those rules. Now they are tightening up this route, but the only thing they've mentioned here is that you can only employ somebody under this code where registered nurses roles exist. So if your organization don't have need for a registered nurse, then you cannot employ somebody as a nursing auxiliary. That is what I understand from this. Okay, let's move ahead. Now, with regards to the increase in salary threshold, I'll display it on the screen for you to see so that we don't spend time reading them out. The new minimum for most workers under option A is now 41,700. Of course, there's still exceptions for PhD holders, new entrants, and those that are in shortage roles. But generally, all of them now have higher minimums than how it was before. I'll display the salaries, like I said, on the screen for you to see so that you know what your new minimum salary requirement is now. And let's be honest, for most people in the health and care sector, this would make sponsorship so much harder. Now, looking at all these statements here, that the changes to close entry clearance applications for adult social care in occupation code 6135 and 6136 are also likely to have an impact on businesses. It may seem that they are only closing entry clearance applications for only these occupation codes. I will show you something else that is contradicting this and why I said it will make sponsorship so much harder. This whole paragraph says, except where option D or the temporary shortage list in SW 6.1A applies, sponsors may only sponsor skilled worker applicants in Band 3 and Band 4 jobs if the applicant was granted permission as a skilled worker under the rules in place before 22nd of July 2025, and they have had continuous permission as a skilled worker since then. Looking at all of this, what does it tell you? It's more like maybe I'm the one getting it wrong, but you can clearly see here that it's not just 6135 and 6136 that are now closed to new entrants or new application after 22nd of July. Band 2 and Band 3 in the NHS, because I know of this banding in the NHS. band 3, band 4 can no longer get sponsorship. So they can only sponsor someone that has already been on the skilled worker route or has already been on the health and care worker visa, but they cannot sponsor a new applicant after 22nd of July. So it is affecting everywhere. The wind is blowing to both the NHS and the care homes looking at this. But what is option D? Let's look at it. Option D says the applicant is being sponsored for a job on the immigration salary list and their salary equals or exceeds both 33,400 per year and the going rate for the SOC 2020 occupation code. Now we all know that, especially for band 3, most band 3 roles are not up to this amount. And if you check the new immigration salary list, you would know that healthcare assistant, nursing assistant, all of those have been removed. That is invariably saying no to sponsorship on both the NHS, band 1, sorry, band 3, band 4, and the care homes. So apparently the nurses are spared from this. Okay. I don't know how they're planning to manage this, but we'll see how it goes, because from research and from online articles, there've almost always been shortage of healthcare workers. So let's hope that whatever is happening now is not going to affect the NHS and other health care facilities even more than it already has. Right? Moving forward, the temporary shortage list is now being introduced, but it comes with restrictions, like plenty of restrictions. What I will do is I will display the new temporary shortage occupation list. That's what I'm calling it. I'll display it on the screen. I'm not going to read it out for you. So you go through it as I am speaking. What has changed is that if your job is on this list and is below RQF 6, just in case I didn't mention it, for skilled worker visa now, you have to be able to meet RQF level 6 to be sponsored. You can check what that means on Google. So if you're between RQF 3 to 5, there is restrictions that actually apply to you, which is one, you can no longer bring over your dependents. Let me read one of the paragraphs here for you. It says that workers sponsored in occupations on either list at RQF levels 3 to 5 will not be able to bring dependents. This does not apply to occupations at RQF 6 or above, or workers who are sponsored in occupations at RQF levels 3 to 5 who are already in the skilled worker route and able to bring dependents before these changes come into effect. I don't know if I'm the only one understanding this differently, to mean that if you're already on sponsorship as a skilled worker below RQF level 6 and your dependents are not here yet, you will have to bring them before these changes come into effect. Other than that, you may not be able to. At least it's English language. That's what I am thinking. So if you think differently, let me know in the comment section. I'll continue. In line with the existing restrictions on dependents of care workers and senior care workers, these changes also exempt dependent children who were born in the UK or where the skilled worker has sole parental responsibility for them. Yeah, so this does not apply if your child is born here while you're on this visa, or if you have sole parental responsibility for your children. Yeah. 2, you won't get any visa or salary discounts. 3, you will only qualify for the skilled worker visas till the end of 2026 unless this period is extended by the Migration Advisory Committee. So for skilled workers below RQF 6, you have on between now and the end of 2026 to make your visa applications. And if this date is not extended by Migration Advisory Committee, then you can no longer apply for skilled worker if you have below RQF level 6. So many roles that were classed as skilled workers and being given visas and were not necessarily RQF level 6 are now under threat of being non-existent. Yeah. So if you want a skilled worker visa, or if you're working to getting a skilled worker visa after the end of 2026, try to get your bachelor's degree or higher up, and you'll be qualified to apply for a skilled worker. The transitional arrangements are that if you're already on the skilled worker route or have applied before July 22nd, 2025, you can still renew, change your jobs, or take on extra work, even if your role is being removed. But this is actually temporary, and these protections will be reviewed and possibly removed in the future. So, beloved brothers and sisters, this is just the beginning, because this government plans to roll out more immigration changes or reforms by the end of 2025, including higher immigration skills charge, stricter English language requirements, and a new family visa policy framework. So, if you're planning to stay in the UK long term, or you're planning to sponsor someone, it would be good to start preparing ahead now. As we may have already seen, these changes are going to impact thousands of people, whether you're already in the UK or you're planning to come. You've had plans to come to the UK. Make sure you stay informed and act early where possible. In all of this, I wish us all the best. Don't forget to subscribe, share this video with many people that need this information. It's very crucial to stay updated in situations like this. And until I see you in my next video, stay hopeful and bye for now.